A ninja is someone who adopts Zen-like calm, adopts a sense of ruthlessness, being weapon savvy, using tools really well, and also uses things like agility and preparedness and mindfulness in order to take a very playful and a very common sense approach to productivity. When you think about why people procrastinate, often it's to do with some kind of sense of fear. The times personally when I procrastinate the most is either where I'm getting up to give a talk or where I'm writing a book, because those are generally the parts in my work where I'm most often judged by the most number of people. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that causes us to procrastinate too. So for me, the other part of that is when things are just really boring, I need some tactics to get around that. So for me, that's about putting the podcast on or putting some music on and kind of finding some other way of making that interesting and fun. But distraction is another very big barrier to productivity, and we're distracted in a number of ways. We're distracted by other people, we're distracted by our own thinking, just having too many things going on in our head and too many things to try and make sense of. Things that you can do very, very quickly. One would be to think about your information inputs, think about getting your email inbox to zero, think about notifications, think about your relationship with information that might move you more in towards being busy rather than actually being productive. Using phone blocking software to actually block certain apps at certain times. So you have times in the day where you're saying, right, this is my focus time, this is my creative time, this is the time when I'm going to deliver stuff. We, as a society, don't place enough value on thinking. So when it comes to the balance between thinking and doing, we tend to look often as thinking being some kind of luxury. And so I think there's a real need to change that balance and have more time in what I call the boss mode and a little bit less time in what I call the worker mode. So simultaneously we're the boss and the worker. We have to use our brain to deliver on the work. We have to use our brain to send the emails and book the stuff and send the reports. We also have to use our brain to be the boss of all of that, defining what that work looks like. A little bit more time thinking will conversely give you better results in the stuff that you actually do at the end of the day. Think about adopting some kind of mindfulness practice, whether that's meditation, whether that's just being mindful as you look at your to-do list and noticing which things on that to-do list really fill you with a sense of dread versus which ones give you energy and make you feel fulfilled. Once you start to do that, you'll start to get a much greater sense of where your energy is at and what you're best capable of doing.